Hello, everyone. Today is going to be a little bit different. Well, first off, welcome to Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. My name is Brennan Marr, and that noise you're hearing is my ventilator. What's different about today's episode is that I am recording with Anchor's own tools. I used to use Audacity, but now I'm trying to use the recording tools on Anchor. Please let me know if this is going to work, or if the sound is just not going to work for this, if it's too sensitive to my ventilator. Regardless, this week we celebrate. Yes, indeed. Thursday is the 40th anniversary of the release of The Empire Strikes Back in theaters. Everything this week will be dedicated to The Empire Strikes Back. So what's today? We are going to celebrate The Empire Strikes Back. And each day this week, we will continue with our trend of each day having a specific theme. But all of them will deal with The Empire Strikes Back. Mondays are for celebration. Tuesdays are for hot or controversial topics. Wednesdays are for chronicling Star Wars in an encyclopedic way. Thursdays are for nostalgic and throwbacks. And Fridays are for the Force. But today is Monday, so we celebrate. The Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars film. And I think you will find many fans feel that way. Now, why is that? Why is it my favorite? Well, sometimes with movies, it's hard to say. Something just clicks with you. And The Empire Strikes Back clicks with me. I think for several reasons. One, it introduced Yoda. Probably my second favorite Star Wars character. And one of the most iconic characters. Two, it introduced Lando. Lando is a character I like very much. Three, it introduced the Imperial March. In fact, the score to The Empire Strikes Back, I am going to be so bold as to say, it is the greatest Star Wars score. And, well, in my own opinion, the best, or certainly one of the best of all time. Yes, the American Film Institute recently, when they chose the 25 greatest movie scores of American movies, their number one was Star Wars, meaning A New Hope. But might I be so bold as to contend that The Empire Strikes Back is even better? Yes, the original score gave us the iconic themes such as the main title, the Force theme, Princess Leia's theme. But The Empire Strikes Back gave us the Imperial March, Yoda's theme, Han Solo and the Princess, and several other iconic musical moments, such as during the escape from Cloud City. What else? Well, I think that what sticks with me the most is that The Empire Strikes Back takes us to deeper, darker, and ultimately more meaningful storylines. Both the story itself and for the characters and their arcs. The original film did not need a sequel. But The Empire Strikes Back gave us a sequel that took the lore a step further. Not only in terms of the lore of Star Wars, but in terms of taking our characters to new places where they are challenged more than they were in the original film. The Empire Strikes Back has become the benchmark by which we judge all movie sequels. The Empire Strikes Back, no doubt, led to some of the great sequels, like The Dark Knight, and other movies like Terminator 2, like maybe Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Some truly great movie sequels, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and others. These movies, I think, in many ways have been influenced by the approach that The Empire Strikes Back took. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't like The Empire Strikes Back. I thought it was boring. I thought it had no story. I thought it was missing all the cool battles and action that I liked. And I'm sure a lot of kids feel that way. I wanted to watch Return of the Jedi because that had the awesome battle scenes. But I think as I grew up, I just connected more with The Empire Strikes Back. Also, to Vader. My goodness. Darth Vader was kind of a stock villain in the original film. We got a little bit of backstory about who he was. We saw the cool armor. That was about it. Empire Strikes Back is what made Vader the iconic villain that he is. They gave us a deeper insight into Vader. And the moment when he says, "No, I am your father," changed Star Wars, changed Vader, changed movie history, and arguably Star Wars was defined in that moment. Every Star Wars film that has come since that moment, since the "I am your father" moment, has built upon that foundation. The prequels and the sequels and the spin-offs. Except maybe Solo. Star Wars was changed, and movie history was changed by that moment. In that moment, Vader became truly amazing. So those are just some of the reasons I love The Empire Strikes Back and why I celebrate it. Okay, we're going to take a short break to hear about our sponsor. And when we come back, we'll talk some favorite moments. See you in a minute. Hello there, this is Brennan Marr, host of Page Turners They Were Not, a Star Wars podcast. And I'm here to tell you about Anchor. Anchor is the best way to make a podcast. Why is that? Well, first off, it's free. Yes, you heard me right. Anchor is free. Anchor has all the tools you need to make a podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you on various platforms. including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can make money from the podcast. And get this, with no minimum listenership. That means you can make money even if no one listens to your podcast. That, of course, is not ideal, as Anchor will allow you to spread your podcast, bring in more viewers, and you can make more money because of it. Everything you need to make a podcast is in one place on Anchor. If you're interested, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you, and may the force be with you. Okay, and that was a word about our sponsor. All right, my friends, let's talk some favorite moments. Certainly, that moment I just explained, the I am your father, the Cloud City lightsaber duel is, in my mind, the greatest Star Wars lightsaber duel of all. Even over the Duel of the Fates. Barely, I should say. It just barely edges it out, in my mind. My favorite moment is Yoda lifting the X-Wing out of the swamp. Not only do we get that whole sequence, do we get some extremely quotable lines, but we get great insight on the Force. We get an insight into Luke's sense of, mind over matter, or in his case, he's thinking matter over mind. But Yoda reminds him that it's not about what it looks like or how big it is. Yoda even says, when Luke says, lifting rocks is one thing, but this is totally different. Yoda says, no. No different. Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned. It's that sense of understanding the Force is not about how big something is, how small something is. It's about trusting the Force to flow through you and believing in it. I love that scene for that reason. The Battle of Hoth, of course. The walkers. The music, the scene, it's incredible. The special effects of the walkers are fantastic. The asteroid chase is fantastic. The escape from Cloud City is fantastic. So many iconic moments. Han being frozen in carbonite. The dinner that Lando escorts them to. Hello, what have we here? The arrival on Cloud City. Just so many iconic moments. Luke in the dark side cave. Luke meeting Yoda for the first time. Apology accepted, Captain Nita. The scene with the Emperor. It's all fantastic. Star Wars is full, in general, of iconic moments. But for me, The Empire Strikes Back is full of so many wonderful moments. So many reasons why I celebrate it as my favorite Star Wars film, but just a great film in general. In fact, The American Film Institute, on their top 100 films, included Star Wars. However, I would argue that they need to include Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. Just the way that they include The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. I think it's that good. But regardless of lists, to me, it is one of the greatest movies of all time. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. That's what I got to say. If you've got any further thoughts on why you celebrate The Empire Strikes Back, please let me know. My name is Brendan Marr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. And welcome to Page Turners, or thank you for tuning in, I should say. Thank you for tuning in to Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. May the Force be with you.